Vegetable Police here. So I just got done finishing. Can you be done finishing something? Get it together, Vegetable Police.
So what the hell do vegans eat?
So one of my lovely viewers sent me this link to the Fat Summit. It's basically a summit, a gathering of health professionals that are all about the benefits of fat, and it's right along my alley since I'm on a high-fat vegan diet. But I was misled. They're all about the meat fat, and it was torturous at times. I gotta veganize everything in my head, my poor little head. So I just want to give my review of the summit, what I thought of each speaker, and let you know what can we take from this whole thing. It's a butter summit, but there was a lot of good information, so we'll get to all that. So I'll go through each person, give brief comments on what they said, and then wrap it up with a conclusion that will blow your mind. So Chris Kresser, he was pure anti-vegan. He was like, sure, you could do a vegan diet on Mars, maybe. He was pure, just like salmon and fish oil, baby. I mean, I didn't take a lot from his talk, and I wish he was not talking anymore. Richard Bernstein burned a steen in my head. He was the most boring man I've ever heard. I stopped listening to his talk halfway through. I was like, are you serious? You think I talk slow? Slow me down 30 times and wrap me in a plastic bag, and that's what this guy is. He treats diabetes with a high-fat diet, so you can do that. It's probably the most logical way. I know some people say you can do it on the carbs, and there's documented truth in that, yes. If you have insulin resistance, getting the fat out of your diet can help sugar get into your cells easier, but I felt like shit trying that, and I feel much better balancing my blood sugars by limiting the amount of sugar I have in my diet. And it's a more logical approach, and the most effective plan for diabetes is Gabriel Cousens' plan, and he treats it with a high-fat vegan diet, and it works like 99% of the time. So that's the way to go for diabetes, in my opinion. Neil Bernard and his starchy, I will throw a potato at your face. David Ludwig is bald, so we don't have to listen to him. Bald people don't know what they're doing. So Amy Myers talked all about the thyroid, and she was glowing. She looked very healthy. That's one thing I will say, all these high-fat dieters, most of them anyway, their skin looked so good. And even though some of them were like into their 50s, they didn't have wrinkles. Fat is so good for the skin. Get behind that. I tell you, my skin is so much better on high fat, and when I cheat on carbs, I feel it in my skin immediately. It's terrible. So high fat for the skin, thumbs up for that. Deanna Minich, she talked about detox. She was like mostly into the raw vegans, high fat. I loved it. She was the only one that started making any sense. She was like, don't cook your fats. Everybody wants to cook with coconut oil because it's the safest fat to cook with. But even she was like, no, do not cook with any oil ever. Raw fats for the win every time. You start heating it, you're playing with the devil's lantern. Don't turn that lantern on. Just sit in the dark. Gary Taubes, he's all about bacon, eggs, and cheese. That is his life. So, I don't know. He looked pretty good for his age. I'll give him that. So, maybe that's the secret to life. I don't know. But I'm not gonna do it. Hell no. The Urban Monk, kind of boring. Should I even be reviewing? Let's speed this up a notch. This is getting boring. I'm boring myself. So Mark Hyman, worst interviewer of all times. Let's just get that out of the way. It might as well have been the Mark Hyman show. He cut off every guest. he talked at least 50% of the time with every guest, and it was driving me crazy. So please, if you're listening to this, Mark Hyman, and you better be, you get your shit together. You let them speak, and that is it. JJ Virgin, you can tell she's not a virgin. Am I right? I'm right. But yeah, this was basically an anti-sugar meeting. It was just fat everywhere. Chris Carr cured herself of cancer on a vegan diet. There was a couple vegans. Perlmutter and his grain brain, he was against veganism completely, and it seemed like everybody was. I mean, that was the sad thing. It's like nobody was in favor of veganism. They're like, no. One guy was actually like, you know what? If you want to eat a vegan diet, I'm okay with that. He was treating it like veganism was like smoking or something. It's like, you know, if you want to damage your body, that's fine by me. Just don't do it around me. Don't be anywhere near me with that fucking kale, you piece of shit. I don't know, veganism is just not accepted in the mainstream, and most people treat it as a disease of some sort, and we're just gonna have to accept that and just go on with our lives. Peter Attia was the most boring. Oh my god, cholesterol, and oh my god, just stop it. All you science mother F's, get a life. Here's a bunch of people I haven't heard of, but David Asprey, he's the Bulletproof Coffee guy. He blends butter and coffee together, and that is a thing. People are doing that. Butter and coffee. Enjoy that one. But these were the experts on fat, and experts on animal fat is what they were. This was the worst. This woman was so negative. You cannot build muscle unless you have a personal trainer and eat like 1,000,000 grams of protein per pound of body weight. She was the worst of the whole summit. You win. That's been like that the whole time? Has that been bothering you? I'm sorry. So, final thoughts on the meat summit. We know plant fats. There's no controversy over plant fats. Even I get a lot of hate on my channel because I'm on a high-fat vegan diet. Show me the studies that say nuts are bad. Nuts and seeds and avocados. What the effing shit? Those are like the healthiest foods on earth. I mean, I thought we knew that saturated fat causes heart disease, but all these people were showing studies that said no, that's not the case after all. Look, we were wrong. And maybe that's true. We don't really know. To me, it's inconclusive. I'm not jumping on the saturated fat bandwagon that all these people are buttering their steaks. I don't think that's healthy. Just common sense alone, even if there is some science to suggest it's okay, it's just like, no, there's nothing okay about that. And there's a lot more reasons to eat plant-based than just your health. That's what nobody here touched on. One guy was even like, you know, if you're okay with the cruelty, yeah, just go ahead for it. Like, it was, the way he said it was so weird. He's just like, yeah, you know, yeah, there's cruelty, but as long as you're okay with that, it doesn't bother you, then yeah, meat's fine. To me, it's not. I could never kill an actual animal, and so I don't pay other people to kill them. So just to wrap it up, the summit, I enjoyed it. It gave me more confidence in fat as a macronutrient. I'm happy to be on the fat bandwagon. I went to that all-you-can-eat buffet last night, and my brain just feels so foggy today. It's stupid. It's all the carbs. They're just floating around in my brain, slapping each other in the face. I feel so dumb. Why did I make a video today? I don't know. But let's just embrace it. It feels, my brain just works so much better when I'm high fat, 60 to 70% fat. And that's where I'm headed back to today. So I have carb brain today. It is what it is. So all in all, it was a good summit. I would just wish there were harder questions being asked, because it was basically two butter-eating bitches interviewing a bunch of other bacon-eating bitches. That's what it was. It was just like no hard questions posed. It's like, we love fat. Fat is amazing. Butter is great. Look at this study. Do you agree? Yes? Good. It was like, I would love to see this with like someone like, who would I even choose? But some like vegan interviewing all these people. That would have made it a much more fun summit. So I should probably put one of these together one day. I don't know what it would take to do that, but I would love to do that. Just ask all these people the tough questions and throw some of my vegan science bombs at them. See how they like that. So that's it. I got my new setup. Standing desk is here. I will do a studio tour soon. And I'm still deciding on a camera, but that will happen soon. This is a 50mm focal length today. So that happened. Did you notice I look better? Flatter face? No? No. Okay. I also used autofocus today. Is it working? I couldn't reach it. Usually I tap on the screen, but at 50mm, I'm still not there. I can't touch the screen. It's like a good foot away still. So I need a pointer. Just do that. So just wanted to test to see if it's possible to film at 50mm with this setup. Kind of, maybe. I think 35mm will be better. Nobody gives a damn about any of this, but that's all good. Okay, we're done here. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you liked the video. What'd you think of the Fat Summit? Did you watch it? Do you think fat is good? Is butter back? Post it down below. And how about nuts and seeds? Are those bad? Am I gonna get heart disease from eating almond butter? Post it down below. I will get blood tests soon to see what my cholesterol is. That should be interesting. So that is it. Subscribe, my friend, for more videos. And I'll see you in the next one. I'll just focus.
Look at the white friggin' beard on me.
Alright.
I gotta shave it.
Vegetable police here.
Huh?
Here with the woman that gave birth to me.
That's me.
No one's ever met my mom before. It's her birthday.
Yay.
Guess how old she is. Post it down below. No, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you might as well. That's okay, I can handle it.
So you have
Come on in here, Lee, my bestie.
There
best
I am.
friend of the family right here.
Aww.
Yeah.
So we're at the Imperial